I just finished another client session and wanted to share a little bit about what we talked about in the path and staying the path and what the path is and how we let the path evolve and unfold. If you hear music in the background, my son is on the piano. That's what that is. So we were talking about getting in the white van and how her mind constantly was chasing certain things to create identities. And I was saying that in the whole reason that the mind tries to get you in the van to try this scheme or that scheme or go after this or go after that and we got to do this or that is because it says that it's going to take you to peace, to fulfillment, to contentment. It says, it tricks you in there and says, oh, this is where you'll find that. But what it is really after is attention for itself. Attention through praise, attention through validation, attention through some identity that builds the ego. That's what it really is after. But it will tell you, oh no, if you do this or do that, this will lead to your fulfillment. This will lead to your contentment. This will lead to your peace. And all that it actually leads to is problems and drama and worry and stress and pain and suffering. The white van never takes you to where it is promising that it will take you to. And if you want to make peace your priority, if you want to separate from your mind and you actually are after the peace, you're after the feeling of fulfillment, you're after the feeling of contentment, then the path will be your focus. What is the path? The path is your present moment. Where you are right now, staying in it and caring for whatever comes up in front of you. If you do that consistently, meaning you don't follow the mind and the white van off into some chaos and problem making, and you stay the path, which to the mind, the path is boring. There's more than that. Like, I need more stimulation than that. I need more excitement than that. I'm smarter than that. I can't be sitting here folding clothes. Surely that's not my path. It doesn't like the path. The path isn't fast enough. The mind becomes very impatient with the path and the unfolding of the path. The mind has no trust or faith in the path. But the path is what will... to the mind, there's a final destination. Well, where are we going? Well, what's going to happen? Where is it taking me to? The path is the destination. You're out of the van. That is the destination, is waking up into the right now. You're here. Welcome. You've arrived. You're here. You're on the path. You are at your final destination. You're here. You're here and you're now. Now, that will evolve. That will change because as your now continues to change, the path continues to change. And if you take care of everything that comes up on the path and you give it your appreciation or you give it your attention or your care, if you care for it, you do a good job with whatever's in front of you to care for, you don't neglect it or ignore it. If you're in the white van, you're neglecting and ignoring everything on the path. You're asking for more, but you're not taking care of what's already in front of you. How can we ask to be given more when we neglect and ignore what's already in our now? So you care for the now. You stay in relief. You're already there. You have the fulfillment. If you wake up into your now and you don't listen to the voice of the mind, guess what you have? Peace. And right there is your fulfillment. Right there is your contentment. There was no thing that needed to happen, no thing you needed to obtain or become, or no condition needed to be met. It's right there. Your fulfillment, your contentment, your joy, your ease, your peace is surrounding you in the moment that you are in right now. But you have to step away from the mind enough to see it. The mind will do everything in its power to convince you that that is not where it is and that it knows where it is. Get in the van. And the more you say no, and you say, you know what, no, I'm going to focus on this feeling of relief. Yeah, but this is important. This is desperate. This is not going to pay your bills. You got to figure this out. You got to figure this out right now. There's no answers there in the van. There's a wild goose chase. And maybe it may be a temporary fix, but it will result in a problem, or another problem will arise. Maybe it is fulfilling and satisfying in the moment, but it's based on a condition being met, which means it's impermanent and will go away. It's around you right now. It's as close as the next breath away. Wake up in the room you're in. Nothing's happening. More than likely, if you're listening to this, there's nothing going on. Pretty ordinary. There's relief there. Take a breath. Ooh, let it go. Let the stress go. Let your shoulders down. You've been in the van all day probably. Get out. Let your shoulders down. Sit. Breathe. You're here right now. There's nowhere to go. Nothing to do in this moment. And then once you're done listening to this, I'm no longer in your now moment. You don't need to give me your full attention anymore. So what needs your full attention now? Look around. What needs your full attention? Is there another person in the room with you right now? Go give it to them. When they leave and your now moment changes, go give it to whatever needs appreciation or care. That is the path. And the longer you stay on it, the more it will evolve, and you will see you'll be doing whatever it is you're supposed to be doing. If you're on the path, you're doing it right now. If you're on the path, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing in life. There is no mystery to be solved. You're doing it right now, even if it's folding clothes, even if it's playing with your 2-year-old, even if it's playing with your grandchildren, even if it's petting the dog. Guess what? You're on your mission. You're serving your purpose. That's it. It's that simple.